Without delay, I'm going to bring Rachel Wolfson, CoinTelegraph, up to the stage. Rachel, I'm going to hand this mic, but big round of applause for Rachel Wolfson and the CoinTelegraph team for working with us over and over again. Rachel, I'm going to hand you this mic, and are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, great. Wow, that's what I like. That is conviction and commitment. I'm going to hand you this mic and let you take it away for this panel. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Grit Daily, CoinDesk. This has been a wonderful event so far, so I hope everyone's enjoying Austin. I live here, and it's my favorite city, so yeah. Great. So today I'm moderating a panel entitled What's in a Crypto Wallet? And I'm going to have our panelists just come on up here, and then I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So panelists, will you please join me on stage for this? Thank you.
Hello. You guys hear? Can you guys hear it?
One, two.
Do you want to sit? Yeah.
I'll come over here.
Okay, cool. Great. So once again, my name is Rachel Wolfson. I'm a senior reporter at CoinTelegraph. I'm moderating, and the panelists are Douglas Horn. I will let you introduce yourself first.
Oh, hi. My name is Douglas Horn. My company is called GoodBlock, and I started the Telos blockchain back in 2018. GoodBlock's been building Web3 pillar tools like storage and governance tools and things like that for about 5 years before they were calling it Web3. So it's probably pretty common here. Thanks, Rachel.
Hey everyone, my name is Robin. I'm CTO at Laguna. We are building a DeFi ecosystem with a bunch of a blockchain, a wallet. I've been building wallets for the past 5 years, actually, at Horizon and Crypto.com. So yeah, very happy to be here and talking about wallet, sharing knowledge.
And I'm Blake Commagere. I'm the COO of Vault 12, and we do distributed cold storage and some other cool tools in the Web3 space.
Great. I'm going to have us take a seat, unless we want to stand, but I want to sit, so. Okay, wonderful. So let's just get started here. First question, how does Web3 fit into the crypto wallet space today? And whoever wants to start, feel free to just jump in.
Well, I can take this one. So, I mean, where, before the whole DeFi wave, wallets were mostly focused on just pure integration of crypto assets and blockchain and just basic, receive, send, scan the balance, all of that. Now we have a extra element with DeFi. We integrate smart contracts. That's what it means, integrating Web3 in a crypto wallet. It allows you to, enable dApps to access this wallet functionality and basically broadcast transaction, interact with all the Web3. Once it's integrated in your wallet, a mobile wallet, you could also just do all your DeFi interactions directly in your mobile.
I would say, so I have been in crypto for a while, and I've always felt that it was really unfortunate that a wallet was called a wallet, because it's a strange metaphor. It's not right? It's people think of it as a wallet because that's where they think they're storing their money. But really it's just, your keychain. That's how you sign things, right? And what we're working on at Telos is making a wallet really more truly like your interface, your primary interface to a blockchain or multiple blockchains. So we have a web wallet that is non-custodial. That's I hope we can talk about custodial, non-custodial. And we've integrated it into very social, increasingly social platform, right? You can put your profile, your status. You can use that as your access to voting. You can use that as your access soon to your file storage, right? If using like our dStore, decentralized file storage, you can just go right there, right? You can do all these. You can vote. We have a great app that lets you do that. So I think that what wallets are going to be is social, multi-function, multi-chain interfaces that really becomes your primary portal to anything blockchain and Web3.
Right. Did you want to add anything there?
Oh no, I was simply in agreement that I hate the word wallet. It's so. I see a little bit of a shift away from it. I think like MetaMask and Ledger both say account. Is that correct? I think
They're
right.
signers, like a
Yeah.
MetaMask. It's good. Like so on Telos, we use a different. We have actually both an EVM that uses MetaMask, and we also use our native L1 that has some kind of a signer program, right? And so we're really trying to say, put your keys in one signer, trust, that's open source and validated and everything. Trust it, and then don't let any other apps have your keys, right? And I think that is where MetaMask is also going.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I kind of
makes
think of
sense.
it as a signer, kind of, and we just want to make it easier and easier. So it's your thumbprint or your, or whatever. Like,
Right. Yeah, signer's a more descriptive name. I like it.
yeah. It's just not, I get why it's wallet, right?
Yeah. There's an inertia there.
Definitely.
Right. And now we're seeing with the advancement of Web3, people are actually able to own their assets and have control of their data. And so I'd like to know a little bit more. Is it possible to have a custodial wallet capable of accommodating Web3 assets, or does this have to be non-custodial? Maybe if we could also explain the differences between custodial and non-custodial wallets, that would be good.
So it doesn't have to be custodial or not custodial. In both cases, you can own the assets. The difference is that in a non-custodial scenario, you are responsible for your own keys. So you can see and access your private key, your key pair. You have full control over it. Nobody can take it from you, can broadcast transaction or whatnot on your behalf. You are in full control. So that's good in some sense, but also it puts a bit more stress on personal security. Whereas the argument for being custodial is you have a company that holds your assets on your behalf. So a bit like a bank, let's say. And most of the time, they would, attract users for the simplicity of it. You don't have to care about your keys. You don't have to, write your 12 words. We take care of it. We even insure your funds. So that would be an argument for being custodial.
Right. And well, I would say, certainly there's no technical reason that a custodial wallet couldn't do everything that a non-custodial wallet could. But at the same time, I cannot imagine most custodians wanting to kind of enable the free-for-all of what, interacting with every potential smart contract out there allows. So I think from a practical view, you will always see any interaction with Web3 in a custodial sense, in a custodial wallet, being significantly behind what's capable and possible with a non-custodial wallet. Simply because, take Coinbase for example, there's no way they're going to allow their custodial wallets to interact with every smart contract on the Ethereum chain, right? Now they may at some point say, okay, we're going to approve a particular set of smart contracts or a style, but they're never going to open the floodgates fully because it would be it'd be a clown car.
I would say that I don't like custodial wallets. I think the custodial but I recognize that if we're going to get mass adoption, we need the ease of use and the protection that right now mostly or only custodial wallets offer, right? Because when your grandma's sending something, and she loses her keys, you don't want all her money to be lost forever, right? So the challenge then that we're trying to do at GoodBlock and Telos is to make our non-custodial wallets as user-friendly as custodials. Find decentralized ways to do key recovery. There are ways to do these things. I think it's the sort of the bleeding edge challenge of onboarding people, but that's what we've taken on, and I think that it can be done. We've got a number of methods right now for key recovery that are decentralized.
The Bluetooth is disconnected.
And that, yeah. So there's ways to do it. I think that's I think that's what we're going to see, particularly because look at all the laws coming out. You may trust your non-custodial wallet, but the governments are not going to. They are already forcing them, to backdoor that stuff, and so if you want to have privacy, you've got to use something that's non-custodial, that you have your control of. And
Right. I mean, so let's elaborate on that. Why people would want to use non-custodial wallets versus custodial wallets. So privacy, Douglas, you just mentioned that. What other aspects do non-custodial wallets allow users to achieve that custodial wallets typically wouldn't?
Well, real quick, it's beyond privacy, right? Because it's like reaching in and the ability. It's not just not letting people know what you have. It's also not allowing governance to go in and basically be like a bank where they can turn off your account from right now. Right now, if you use USDT or USDC, they can just turn it. You can just pull your coins back, right? That's going to get misused by governments, and so that's the same problem you're going to have with custodial wallets. So it's much bigger than just privacy.
Right, and I think, I mean, historically, I understand why people in America certainly aren't particularly worried about that, but we have a phenomenal luxury here in that we can openly criticize our government without consequences. The majority of the world, more than 50% of the human beings on this planet, don't have that luxury. And so, you could simply, for the terrible crime of, saying terrible things on Twitter about your own government, find your finances seized.
Privacy isn't a luxury; it's an existential issue for, like you said, half the people in the world.
Yeah, and so it is pretty remarkable to simply, I mean, for the first time in human history, to be able to say you can't seize my currency just because I disagree with you.
Yeah, let's keep that going.
Yeah, I like it.
Right. So I'm curious to know your thoughts on the panelists' thoughts on with the rise of Web3. Do you think that we're going to start seeing more users go to non-custodial wallets versus custodial wallets? And if so, what regulatory challenges and other challenges need to be overcome in order to accommodate that shift?
So I think in terms of regulatory hurdles that a non-custodial wallet could have is your point earlier. There is a whole load of smart contracts in DeFi. Even as a non-custodial wallet, I believe that this non-custodial wallet should curate the smart contract integrated, or like the DeFi protocol integrated within the wallet. You cannot just access some scam contract, some rug pull, then that would put the stress and put the project in a bad light. So yeah, in terms of regulation, I think the case also for non-custodial, we've seen in Canada, in Europe, this government's behavior where they're really trying to track. You have to do full KYC for non-hosted wallet, they call it. So that's a challenge that every wallet will have. And I think finally, to really facilitate onboarding of the crowd into DeFi, into non-custodial wallets, we really need to improve the UX overall. The UX is still it's not ready yet for mass adoption. I think we're getting there, but there's still a lot more work to do on the UX side of things, especially where now the industry is going, into a direction of cross-chain operability, many different chains. You may have USDT on many different chains. How are you going to display that on your wallet for a newbie user, right? Just join crypto. He doesn't know on which network is USDT, maybe, I don't know. So there's many different ways to construct a UX for a wallet. That's also a challenge.
But the goal is that users won't know or care what blockchain they're on any more than we care about HTTP today. It's going to be something that nerds do know about and care about, and some people will care a lot, right? But basically, it's just going to be the pipes the these blockchains and what I call like a block mesh, which is a number of leading blockchains that work interoperably and in a really seamless way. Like you have these assets on Ethereum, but you're going to actually trade them on Telos because they can be faster, and then you're going to use oracles on Chainlink, right? All these things are coming together. I would say to answer your question, I think what you're going to see with the way that regulation is coming and the fact that people are going to want the kind of custodial wallets that require a lot of ease of use. So that means that who's going to be able to do that? Well, it's going to be the exchanges, right? Right now, I think a lot of the custodial wallets are going to go away because they can't put up with the regulation, and so you'll see it be Coinbase, and those will hold all your things, and of course they'll have the risks, and most people won't care about those risks, and the people who do will be using these sets of tools that we're building that are non-custodial. I think a shift is coming, though. I think more and more people are becoming aware of the fact that you can't trust your government and shouldn't, and that giant corporations are effectively your government now too.
And if I could expand on that a little, I think you'll certainly see use cases within Web3 that drive the non-custodial adoption. We saw that with NFTs, right? A large number of people that had previously been like, hey, Coinbase is all I need, finding themselves in a position of like, wait a minute, how do I set up MetaMask and get I want to buy this or buy that. And so I think kind of the frontier will always be these non-custodial use cases, because no custodial wallet is going to allow a free-for-all of interacting with smart contracts. It would be a disaster. So we'll always see that. But one of the really exciting potentials is if we see, all of this, nonsense that you have to deal with now in terms of interacting with smart contracts becoming something that's so kind of just these fundamental building blocks we can take for granted. I remember setting people up on the internet back in '95. And it was a nightmare. I had a list of 20 questions of let me figure out what your computer is missing in order to get it going. And now we can simply be like, what's the Wi-Fi password, and we go.
Right. But I think that I hear what you're saying, and I think you're right in a way, but I actually think you're coming from a place where you are expecting that everyone's going to want this big, rich experience. Don't tell me where I can go. And I think that most people are probably going to want a much more narrow, curated experience. I think it's not an argument. No. It's just the other side of what you're saying.
I think the frontier, the front lines will always be the non-custodial. The majority will probably.
What's your mom going to use?
My mom will use Coinbase. Yeah, she'll be like, that's where she'll keep her. A cool cat or.
It will be interesting to see with the rise of Web3 how the mainstream may start adopting non-custodial versus custodial, which I think we will start to see that as we move forward. But I wanted to ask you guys a question about DeFi. DeFi is down right now. We've seen some interesting events with Terra Luna. So given the fact that DeFi is down, how is that going to impact crypto wallets today and moving forward? Is there even going to be a need for these non-custodial wallets moving forward? Is DeFi going to make a recovery?
I think ultimately it'll make a recovery. I'm long-term bullish. Tech is remarkable at creating its own bubbles, right? And things get inflated, they course correct, and a lot of crap fails. But some legendary, remarkable things are forged in the fires of crypto winners. You see it happen again and again. Even before crypto, we saw it. The .com bubble. It's not like every company was a disaster. Amazon, Google, and some other just phenomenal industries came out of that. And we'll see the same.
It leads to consolidation, right?
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
Yeah, and it's painful to live through. And people make very hasty decisions. They dumped all their Amazon stock back in 2002, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, this is my third crypto winner. So,
yeah. Down 50% is kind of not that bad.
I don't even look at it. So really, as much as we want to talk about all the use cases and whatnot that will be in crypto someday, honest truth is, up until now, and probably for a while in the future, the primary use case for any and all cryptos is price speculation. That's what people are actually doing. So when you can tell that because because Ethereum transfer fees go down to 13 cents when when the coins are down, right? So it's entirely driven by that. So when we get to a time that that's not the case anymore, you will get it will weather the storm much better, right? Right now, you have nobody wants to use it. It's like they talk about DeFi's gone. DeFi's absolutely coming back. It's completely. It's going to be. It's a great question, but it's to those of us here who have the benefit of having been in this for a while. There's no question. DeFi is coming back. NFTs are coming back. They'll come back in a new form. They'll be slightly different. They'll be calling them different. Some things will grow out of it, like OpenSea came out of the 2017 was like Survive is like one of those Amazons amongst all the pets.com, that died, right? You have your winners that come out and the same thing will happen to these NFT collections and the shit coins and everything. The ones that survive that can find a way to keep building and keep, tech and audiences will still be around in the next one. Right, and we'll consider them stalwarts, that are the pillars of the industry because they lived through one crypto winter.
Yeah.
Right. The crypto winter is time to build, and it's time for innovation. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that now. And then when we come out of it, we'll see a lot more new innovations. And like you said, NFTs aren't going anywhere, but they may take different shapes and forms, like data-backed NFTs, for instance, versus just, the JPEG NFTs.
Oh, yes. So many things. I mean, that's frankly why at GoodBlock we built D-Store, because there's a lot up until about a year ago, all the NFTs were stored on Amazon or Imager, things like that. And there's no permanence to that. So we've been building this decentralized cloud called D-Store Cloud, and that is a way that you can actually put your NFTs on something that's going to persist and be there, that can't get shut down by governments, and that's a needed step. These steps come out of actual use and then less hype, so you can actually put your head down and build.
Right. Wonderful. Well, we are actually out of time, so I just want to thank our panelists. You guys have been great. Thank you to the audience. Thanks to Jordan and Grit Daily and CoinDesk. I hope you all enjoy Consensus and the Grit Daily House. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice, great questions.